Okay guys, so here we are yet again. I've already got the first two head bolts right there and the one there behind the camshaft removed, and I'm slowly inching my way across the other ones. Got the two of them right there, bagged and everything. So I'll show you guys just how much force and torque I've got to put on these things to get one of them off. Using my handy breaker bar, of course. Now I'll do it very slowly. Now, of course, my biggest worry right now is A, either breaking one of the bolts off with it still in the block in the head, or B, screwing up another socket wrench. I don't think the second one would happen, but you never know. These are on here pretty tight. And I should probably remove the spark plugs as well. And a good tip to really know if they broke off or not, you know, most of the time you'll know if it broke off because you can lift it up on the head and just pull it straight out, but this one hasn't broken because it's still grabbing on inside of the block down below the head and everything. These bolts are old. No snappages or anything. So let's bag this one, put it with the others, and get started on another one. Let's do the one behind the camshaft. These ones are easier to do because they've had, you know, more or less liquid going against them all the time, so they don't require as much force. In fact, they require a lot less. They still require a good amount, but, you know. So anyways, I'll check back in when I do. And I got them all removed, as you can see over there in the proper order and whatnot. Don't really need to be, but I'm just OCD like that. And remember my whole slant idea that I told you guys about in the last video? Well, look at that. Just fine. Now I'm just going to have to figure out how to get the intake manifold off the best way, so we'll see what happens. And now we're removing the distributor. I've already got the bottom bolt removed. And you might be wondering why I'm wearing gloves now. I cut this finger pretty bad. So I put pressure on it, put a bandage on it and everything, and wrapped it up in a surgeon tape or whatever it's called, and yeah, hopefully it doesn't get infected, but you know, I cleaned it out and everything and whatnot, so cut it on the underside of the cam guide over here, whatever it's called. Okay, so I kind of just said fuck it to removing the whole assembly, but what I'm doing now is disconnecting the rad hose from the thermostat, and naturally I have my antifreeze bucket sitting down below. There's not much antifreeze left though, because I've drained most of it out, if not all of it, but now I'm going to try and hopefully be able to remove the intake manifold from the head, if I can do it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to yet. So this is kind of turning into more of a bear than I thought it was going to be. So I'm just kind of doing things as, you know, I do them and see what I can do and see what I can't. So, okay guys, so my Allen wrenches weren't really doing a good enough job for me, so I used my knockoff vice grips to get these two bolts off right here. Things were on there pretty tight, and I was lucky that I was able to get to that bottom one right there with these, but Gotta love redneck ingenuity, right? So let's go ahead and finally pull this damn thing off, because I'm sure there's another bolt right in here that I'm missing. And sure enough, there fucking is. That explains a lot. Go ahead and move these bad boys out. I don't want this this end here to get all messed up and dickered. I'm wondering if this is a 10 mil it's inside. And sure enough, she is. Holy shit. No wonder this fucking thing wouldn't come off. Unfortunately, this little bit wasn't in the forum. At least I couldn't find it. But as I kind of went into this thing, I knew I was going to be learning a lot of things that, wasn't really expecting, this and that, this and that. So, can't really say what I've come with so far hasn't been, too much of a surprise for me. But, it's definitely been an adventure so far. I'm having a blast doing this, believe it or not. And this is going to go in its own bag as well. So, now I got to figure out which next part I'm going to have to take off here to get it, lifted up and get the bolts off. Now I'm going to start pulling the thermostat off, the whole assembly. And hopefully this one isn't like the distributor assembly in the sense that it's got a bolt hiding from me. Hoping that won't be the case. Damn it, I can't get my fingers. Can't get the socket to the back one, so most likely going to have to use a 12 mil wrench to get that out. But, before I finish pulling that out, I'll go ahead and loosen that other one up. Got tools lying all over the place. Come on. Gotten it loosened up. Surprisingly, this one wasn't on all that tight. It's just kind of awkward to get it into the right area and whatnot. And I finally got it off. Here's the gasket for it, thermostat gasket. So let's get on to bigger and better things now. Well guys, this is where I'm at now. I know you've heard of making tools, but this is honestly the only way I can get to the back bolts that are connecting my intake manifold to the head here. So, I mean seriously, it doesn't get any more redneck than this. And I can only remove this slowly but surely from the back, this one nut that's back here. And like I said before, the only reason I'm doing it like this is so I can honestly save myself some time, but the way it's looking, guys, I don't think I'm saving that much time at all. I'm switching one headache for another one. But you gotta do what you gotta do. And as I've said before many times, this is one big learning experience for me, because I've never really delved into something all this much. And there should be one more here on the back. It's going to be pretty much the same struggle with to get at. Might have to go in from the other side. I gotta get really redneck. Well, so after a lot of cussing, a lot of dicking around and making tools and shit, I got the intake manifold, or the head rather, here off. The intake manifold disconnected. It's still in the car over here, and I'll show you guys just what the tops of the cylinder and the pistons look like. Yeah, these need to be replaced. If not, you know, they need to be cleaned out, if not replaced, and I'm just going to say screw it and replace them like I was. And man, this was such a pain in the ass to get off of here, it really was. Got everything, you know, bagged up and everything. Only have a couple bolts lying around here and there that I don't know exactly where they go to, but I've got kind of a rough idea here and there. But, you know, hopefully now, all I've got to do now is remove the oil pan at the bottom, disconnect the connecting rods in each cylinder, and get myself the end of a hammer and another hammer and start pounding these things up slowly but surely. I'm going to hone out the cylinders before I put the new pistons and whatnot back into the motor and everything, so it's definitely going to be an adventure, guys, so see you when I see you.